Can you guess what this is? If you said animatronic, yeah, you're right. This is one of the best flashbacks that Spirit has ever brought back for an animatronic. One of the best clown props of all time, one of the creepiest, one of the most detailed, one of the most realistic that Spirit has ever had. Back 12 years later, this is Silent and Deadly. Alright, and now let's see his actual box. Silent and Deadly, probably the #1 prop that I wanted them to bring back, and they brought him back. And his box is very small, good for storage. So that is good. Good for storage, good for just being scary and not having silly phrases. Here he is, Silent and Deadly. Let's take a look inside. Yeah, I really wanted this guy, so I bought him right away. He's made by a different company now. It seems like Crazy Crate. And I hope his setup isn't that bad, because I only have half an hour before it's supposed to rain. And this guy is not made for outside. But there he is, Silent and Deadly. Let's take him out of the box. Nice and compact, and the price is pretty nice as well at $180. Shipping and tax brings him up a bit, but then use 20% off, and yeah, it's $180. In a few months, that's going to look like a very good price. But as of right now, I'd say it's pretty decent. So we have the instructions and clothing in the bag. Arm poles right here. The new and improved mechanism, which is right inside here. Big improvement over the old one from 12 years ago. So that's pretty cool. Shoulder piece. We have nice blow molded shoes. And from what I've heard, this guy is like exactly like the old one, except better quality. So that is nice. We have his machete right here. It could look better, but it's not that bad. Not really gonna hurt if it hits anyone. He only moves side to side though. A simple turning motion, so nothing crazy. And here's the head. Foam-filled latex. Pretty nice. Very simple prop, but very cool. Let's see how he looks. There he is. Yeah. That looks pretty cool. One of the more realistic Spirit Halloween clowns. So, it won't last forever, but it does look pretty good for sure. Also, this is my first ever clown prop. So, prop number 20 that I buy is my first clown prop. And it fits perfectly with the new theme that I have this year, being the carnival. So, you know, Spirit new. And this came right in time. Here are the poles labeled B and D, the adapter, and finally the base, which is also pretty small. Let's get to the setup now. All right, here are the instructions. Seem simple enough. However, you have to basically zip tie the arms on, which I don't like. You can really only use these once. So I feel like they're all raindrops right now. That is not good. All right, now to start off, as usual, we take the B poles and connect them to the A poles on the base. Make sure those snap lock into place. And then you add the next B poles on top of those. Next up, you take the clothes, which is all one piece. Feels pretty nice, just classic clown clothes. Well, first you slide the shoes on, then you slide the pants over the B poles, which are right here. With the clothes on, you then take the control box and mechanism. You take this plastic protective covering off along with this foam piece, and then you connect part C, which is the control box and mechanism as I mentioned, to the B poles on the top right here. Make sure those snap lock into place. You probably will have to undo the Velcro on the clothes so that they go down. slide that on and you'll be all set. And next you will take the one square pole labeled D and you will snap lock that into place on top of the control box. And next you'll take the shoulder frame and connect that on top of that D pole. And next up you take the arm poles, which are these thin things right here, and attach them to the shoulder frame. I'll get a close-up shot in a bit, and that is where the cable ties or zip ties come in. So while I don't like this method of getting the arms on, it is better than Rick Ratman. They just go in like that, and I'll get an overview shot so you can see it better. So hopefully you can see through the plastic, but here is the piece right here that goes to the arm. And instead of using the plastic cable ties, I'm using these Velcro ones. That way you can just reuse them as many times as you want. And you'll just put them around like that. So now it's looking like that. Again, these Velcro ties do not come with it, so they come with plastic ones, but I like these, they're pretty good. And now Silent and Deadly is looking like this. And next up you'll want to find the poles, because there actually are snap lock poles at the end of the arms. And that is where you attached his hands. We'll have to sort of bend the arms into the position that you want. He's not supposed to be pointing like that. So the left arm is labeled G and the right arm is labeled I, but you will want to pull the clothing over the arms before you attach them. So the correct order is attach the arms, pull the clothing over the arms, and then attach the hands, and you can pull the sleeves up over the hands. It all fits together pretty nicely, and he's looking pretty good. And now for the big moment, you feed the wire from the head down the body and you attach the head to the top pole on the shoulder frame. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. And he snap locks into place right up here. And there he is. He will need some adjustment, but first you will want to attach the wires, the red and white to the red and white, and then the IR sensor, which is also an upgrade over the last one. Green, blue, and white attaches right to the control box down there. So that is looking like that in there. It is definitely focused. And now for the finishing touch. And that, of course, is his hat, which velcros to the top of his head. Also make sure the velcro is connected from his collar all the way around his neck, along with all the velcro in the back. And after plugging him in, he's ready to go. Pretty simple setup. Pretty cool prop. Let's get to the demo. Stay to the end for a demo in the dark. So let's hear one more demo, one more activation before I get to my review. So there he is, silent and deadly. Well detailed, pretty good costume, easy to set up, pretty good price. It's just one phrase, he turns back and forth, but honestly that's all he needs. It's one of those simple is better props. And he is a really good prop. Can't wait to see him in the dock, so again, stick around for that. And if you want to see him in my haunt, make sure you subscribe. My only complaint is when he turns on and off, you can hear a bit of a pop when the audio starts. So that is a bit weird, but speaking of the audio, the quality of it, it's really good, it's really loud, and the phrase, I guess if you want to call it, that's really good as well. It's all he needs. So I would recommend this prop. Very cool. Now let's see him in the dock.